Hello and welcome to Cook Barn TV, coming to you live from a very wet and windy Somerset. I'm Rich Brown, and twice a week I will be inviting a smorgasbord of passionate cooks, eccentric gastronauts and talented musicians for an hour of cooking, drinking, musical interludes and chatting, not only with my friends but with you guys at home via Facebook chat. So today's show is really exciting. An old friend of mine who I've known for 15 years. He's a very talented filmmaker, a documentary maker, a talented editor, and now a musician. So it's going to be an exciting show. We're doing some cooking, some chatting, and some live music. So let's get on with it, and let's welcome to the show, Darren Richardson.
Hey Richard, how you doing?
I'm doing very well. How are you doing?
Fantastic. It's so good to be here. I'm absolutely ecstatic. I'm looking forward to the food. I'm looking to play some live music later for you today. So, you know, tell me what you've got on offer.
Fabulous. Well, I think first of all, it'd be very rude not to offer you a drink.
I would love a drink. Thanks.
So why don't we mix some gin and tonics? I'm going to bring them over here.
Sounds good.
And we'll do a little bit of background about Darren, because you've had quite an interesting life, I would say.
We have.
Yeah.
Yes.
We met 15 years ago, didn't we?
God, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. We met 15 years ago in Spain. We were both working on a TV channel over there.
That's right, absolutely.
We moved back to England. We worked together a little bit.
Yeah.
You then became an editor on A Place on the Sun, which you've been doing for 5 years.
Yeah, I've been on A Place in the Sun for a while now. It's fantastic, you know, great.
And now a new musical endeavour, which is very exciting.
Yeah. We you know, we've played together as musicians for a number of times, haven't we?
Have, yeah.
And I've recently, you know, decided to flex that particular muscle again, and since lockdown, I've developed a new set. So
excellent.
I'm going to play a bit for you tonight. Hopefully, it all goes well. I'm going to do it live, and we'll see how it goes.
Cool.
But I'm looking forward to some nice food as well, Rich. So,
well, yes. So what we're going to do today is, because Darren and I are obviously from Spain, we're going to do some Spanish tapas.
Lovely.
So the first one we're going to do some sort of quite easy ones. So we can do a Spanish omelette first, which is really easy. Eggs, potatoes, bit of garlic, bit of onions. And we're going to do a potato salad, which is a sort of a Russian salad. It's got some tuna fish in it. You can sort of whip this up with everything you got in the food cupboard. It's really easy stuff. And then Darren's going to go and play, and then we're going to do some hot stuff. But we'll tell you about that later. We're going to sort of see how it goes, really, because we've got some wine tasting going on. We're going to do some gin, and so let's get some gin down us first.
Oh, okay.
So Darren, I was saying before that we met in Spain 15 years ago.
Yeah, 15 years ago.
Prior to that, you were quite a big noise in television, weren't you?
Yeah, I've been working in film and television for, well, pretty much all my life, really. So most of the popular shows I've been on at one point or another. So everything from kind of antique shows, pet shows, to kind of documentaries, to all sorts, really. So yeah, but now I'm with the lovely Place in the Sun, and and
you do like that, don't you? That's a good.
Yeah, lovely bunch of people, great show to work on, and it really feels good, because, you know, the genuine people go out there to buy properties, and we, you know, the guys on the crew really do everything they can to help them out. So yeah, it's a great show to work on. I love it. So yeah.
My parents love it as well. They always question you, don't they? Whenever they do it, what's happening? When's it going on?
It's.
Are we allowed to say anything to the people out there who are missing it?
Well, yeah, sure, yeah. I mean, yeah, we're starting shooting. The show's going back on air soon, so we're out there now. I think in Portugal first, where we can go, and they'll be sorting out properties for people, and
that's brilliant.
Yeah, I shall be back involved in it at some point. Yeah, fantastic.
Cool. I'm going to start cooking, Darren, because otherwise we're just going to chat and we're not going to get anything done.
So yeah,
anyway, we're starving as well. So I'm going to start off I'm going to do the Spanish omelette first. So very quickly, we're going to get our pans out. Pan out. We're going to get some potatoes out. Now I've cooked these potatoes. I cooked these potatoes before the show, so they're nice and cold. We're going to crush up a garlic, because if you're going to cook anything in Spain, it's got to have a garlic with it. So we're going to chop some garlic up. Again, this is a Spanish tortilla is a sort of a peasant meal, really. So it's not fine dining. We're just going to chuck all this stuff in there. So we've got some garlic. That's going to go in the pan.
Fantastic.
We'll do another one because we do like garlic. And these recipes, I mean, Spanish tortilla. One of the things about Spanish tortilla is that depending on where you go in Spain, it's going to be different. So I've had it some places which has had loads of herbs in it, sometimes with red onion, and sometimes it's just very, very plain and it's just sort of potatoes and egg. Well, just going back to our tapas, Darren, I do remember when we did start working together over in Spain, we were commissioning shows for a Sky channel. And although we had an office across the road from the office, was really our office, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think we probably spent more time in that bar than we did actually kind of the official building. But I mean, tis the Spanish way, very relaxed, and I love the tapas as like everyone else does. Really, it's fantastic, and I love having. I think it's really important as well to have a little bit of food with your drink all the time. And I know us Brits, we love, especially on a Friday night. I always tell you, straight out work, couple of beers and a kebab on the way home. But the Spanish like to eat and drink simultaneously, which is and hence tapas really. Which
exactly. So with this Spanish omelette, I'm going to be using quite a bit of olive oil. So
well, there's a lot of olive oil.
not quite that much, but that'll be fine. That'll be fine. So let's just put the gas on. Let's get that heated up. There we go. So we're going to put that on a medium flame. Just going to cook this off a little bit. So I've got my red onion. Again, you don't have to use a red onion. You can use a white onion. You don't have to use an onion. I don't actually remember them having onion in the Spanish tapas that we used to cook. So Darren, let's talk about you.
Yes, indeed.
So when I first met you, you were doing editing.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got together and, as I say, we were working for the Sky channel. After that, when we came back to England, you got into filmmaking in a big way, didn't you? You bought some very nice cameras, some nice lenses.
Film has always been a passion of mine, as you know. And making independent film and independent documentaries is always something I've loved to do. And it's been great to, kind of.
I remember one of the things that that stands out. Well, a couple of videos that stands out. But one of the ones that you went down to the Wild West place in where is it? Alicante, isn't it?
Yeah, Alicante. But yeah, that was fantastic. That was a weekend. We've always had a passion for like B movies, and I was very fortunate enough to have one of my really good friends became a stuntman of all things.
Wow!
So I sort of through him I met a load of guys and. We decided we wanted to do at the time a kung fu western. So
what was it called? I forget now.
It was called Bullet Fist because the main character's fist was faster than the bullet. So we all went up to the same place that they shot all the spaghetti westerns, which is still there and it looks fantastic. And we had a great time making a kind of B movie kung fu western. So. I love doing all that sort of stuff. It's always good fun.
Excellent. And over in Spain, you worked as a sort of freelancer as well. So I remember you worked with Rachel Riley.
I did. Yeah,
Rachel. Why don't you, Darren? We're chatting. Why don't you open that bottle of wine for us?
I certainly will.
Let's just get back to cooking for a second. So I'm frying that off.
It's a posh one, and it's got a cork in it.
I don't know if I got any comms with the office because I can't hear anything with the gallery. I don't know if they're saying anything in there.
But I'll open this up. Fantastic.
There we go. So what I'm doing is I'm putting some potatoes in this. I just cooked these off. These are sort of, as you can see, they're all. And we're going to get that looking nice. What also I'm going to do is I'm just going to chop up a little bit. I've got a little bit of coriander here, so I'm just going to take a little bit off the edge of that. I can hear you a little bit, Kath. I'm just talking to Kath in the gallery. She's saying, can you hear me? It's a little bit quiet. It's probably my end. I might have the wrong headphone in the ear.
There you go.
I will try that in a minute. So I'm going to put some parsley on that, some coriander on that. I'm also going to see whether the other headphone works at all as a halfway down. No, it's tucked into my trousers. So you'll just have to bear with me a sec. Talk to me, Kath.
The beauty of
that's better. So you got the wrong headphone in. So bear with me a second. You can have a chat, Darren.
Oh, I can have a chat. Well, I can tell you, I'm smelling this coriander and potatoes coming up out the pan. It smells absolutely delicious, and it is one of my favourites, tortilla. And like I say, it's a kind of Spanish equivalent. You can kind of put anything in it, really. Some peppers and all sorts of stuff, and it is a really easy standby to do.
And this was this the sort of thing you made at home in Spain as well?
Yeah. I mean, I probably learnt it from you actually, because I think you used to make so many of them at the time, and we used to kind of always have a nice piece of tortilla, really. Also nice, you can have it hot or cold, which is what I really like about this.
Indeed. Darren, you can do us a favour, just go and shut that door for me.
Oh, I can.
Director's being a bit. So, got some eggs, got some, I think we're going to use probably 5 eggs in this. So we're just going to crack the eggs. As I say, this is peasant food, so it's easy cooking. There's just eggs, no milk in this. I know some people put a milk in an omelette, but we're not going to. There we go. Got a bit of... I will tell everyone as well, prior to us, like 2 minutes before us going live, we did wash our hands because obviously we are cooking. We don't obviously show that on camera, but it does allow me to be a proper chef. There we go. Get some of that shell out. So Darren, talk to me about some music. So obviously we've got you down to do some music.
Yes, indeed.
Sort of since lockdown. So sort of when I knew you, you were sort of playing the guitar and just singing some songs and going out and doing a little bit of gigs, and that's slightly changed, isn't it?
Yeah, it has really. I mean, since lockdown, it's obviously been impossible to meet up with other musicians and play in bands and things like that. And I've always had a passion for sort of kind of all genres of music, dance music, everything you can possibly imagine. And you know, I originally started with my iPhones, where I've got a friend who's a bass player who lives in America, another friend who's a drummer, and we would send each other iPhone bits and sort of jam together through sort of kind of iPhones, which kind of worked to a certain degree, but wasn't brilliant. But so I've sort of developed a sort of a kind of new, well, not new, a lot of people are doing, it's kind of live looping. It's very popular at the moment. So basically, it's kind of like a one-man band. So I've got some samples. I mean, what I'm going to do to you tonight, I'm going to do completely from more or less from scratch. So I'll put a drum beat in, I'll do a bass line, I'll do some chords, and a little bit of a vocal thing over the top, and some guitar, and it's all kind of dreamy, kind of mellow stuff that I'm doing at the moment, which kind of, you know, it makes me happy, and I hope that it makes everyone else happy. So,
is this the sort of thing that you would see? So, you know, if you went to Glastonbury Festival and you saw a DJ on stage, is this the sort of thing that they would be doing? Is it?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, some of the biggest stars on the internet now are kind of live looping people. You know, because obviously, again, you know, people at home have been sort of developing ways to kind of entertain people. And yeah, so people doing live looping is massively popular. So I've been inspired by, you know, a lot of people online as well. And, you know, some really talented people. And hopefully I can produce something that kind of will be pleasing to the ear. But, you know, obviously, you know, with all sorts of music, really, you know, you're never quite sure, you know. So whatever I do because I like it. And I hope that other people like it too. But we shall see.
Right, I'm just going to... take you away from that a minute, Darren, and talk about my omelette so you can see it. It's sort of cooking around the edges here. What I want to do is just release that from the sides, because I'm going to be doing a manoeuvre that you really shouldn't be doing on TV. I'm going to be flipping it.
You're going to be flipping
I'm going to be flipping it live.
That sounds
now, I cook this omelette maybe, I don't know, once a fortnight, and I've never yet dropped it.
Are we doing a high flip then? Or?
I'm not. It's not like a pancake flip.
It's
over a dish.
Okay.
What I worried about is that, and I have done it once before when I was in Spain, and I did it, flipped it over, and it all leaked out and sort of went up my arm and burnt me. And so we really don't want to do that on TV.
No, because I'm looking forward to it.
So yeah, let's see how we're doing. So yeah, sorry, going back. I was interrupting you. Going back to So do you go out and gig? Do you go out and do anything?
I was planning to try and get to some festivals, chill out tents and things like that. But obviously, with the situation that's not been possible. So most of the stuff I've been doing now is I've been, you know, putting online or SoundCloud. I've got a lot of stuff on SoundCloud, which is a great community for people to kind of share, musicians to share music, and just people to listen to music that's being made now, which is absolutely incredible.
So if people enjoy what you've played, we can give them a link to the SoundCloud.
Absolutely, yeah, you can listen to my stuff on SoundCloud. You know, and the great thing about music now is that because of the technology has come to the point where, you know, for a small investment, you can actually produce something that you kind of have to spend tens of thousands of pounds in the past for some studio time. So it's all quite exciting.
And do you need to be, because I mean, I know you are a musician as well. I mean, you play guitar and you've been sort of involved in music quite a long time. Do you need to be a musician to be able to do this stuff?
I personally think music should be for everyone. You know, if most people say, oh, I'm not good at music, but, you know, give it a go. It doesn't really matter if you can make a little bit of a sound or just shove a few loops together. I always think music should be for everyone, and you should have a go, even if you're not the most, you know, everyone. I don't think I'm the most talented person in the world, but, you know, I don't mind as long as I'm doing something. I think any music is good music.
Yeah, exactly,
personally.
exactly.
So, you know, that is looking good.
Leon.
Oh, Leon.
Leon said, you're looking sharp, mate. You're looking sharp.
Okay.
Ah, right, okay then. We don't have a Facebook feed. We thought we had a Facebook feed, but we can say hello to these people.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm gonna flip this, Darren.
You're gonna flip it, right?
I'm gonna flip it, and then I'm gonna get on with my
How do you know when it's ready to flip then?
Well, I'd like not to see too much liquid on the top, and I am seeing some, but I'm also just gonna risk it because
you're gonna risk it.
Should we go for this?
Go for it.
So this is a bit of a money shot. Are we ready for this?
Okay.
No, I'm not ready for it yet. I'm just going to cook it a little bit longer.
Yeah,
I'm going to cook it a little bit longer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get on with the Spanish omelette.
Yeah, you don't want to pre-flip.
The what?
Don't want to pre-flip. You don't want to pre-flip.
No, I don't. I don't want it to dribble down, Darren. That's what I don't want. So what I'm going to do, I've got 2 boiled eggs, which I obviously pre-boiled, and I'm just going to chop those up pretty roughly in here. There we go. I'm going to get another egg, stick that in. There we go. Your mic's gone off, Darren.
And my mic's gone off?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh, it's on now.
It's on now.
No.
A little bit of a flick.
I think you probably just weren't talking. So, talk to me a little bit about, let's go back to your filmmaking. When you started, I do remember when we first met, we were sort of chatting about, because we're boys of the 80s, weren't we?
Yeah, indeed.
And very much like you, and I think this is one of the things we first sort of said when we were chatting to each other was how we sort of started, and you did the same as me, 2 VHS players.
Yeah.
Putting something on there, winding it back, putting it on pause, recording, and sort of putting together.
I mean, we're going right back to when I was young, when, you know, basically the first machines, the VHS machines coming out. And I remember just hounding my parents to get one. And I think they ended up renting one, because everyone rented televisions.
Yeah.
They rented a VHS machine, and a friend of mine lived 2 streets away, had one as well. And at the time, these things were like huge, great things, like piano keys to press play and stuff like that. So I remember getting this quite expensive machine, which my parents, you know, eventually gave into, which is me just literally harassing them endlessly to get one. And so we had one, and I wanted to sort of edit. I had like sci-fi movies and things like that because I'm a terrible nerd.
Yeah.
And I wanted to edit things together. And so I remember getting it, putting it in my dad's wheelbarrow, and walking around 2 streets with this wheelbarrow with this VHS machine to my friend's house so we could plug them together and, you know, use pause and stop and things like that to kind of, you know, do some sort of like kind of montages of kind of our favourite clips and films and things like that. So, and we used to put voiceovers over the top of them, you know, explaining things. And I remember we didn't even have a mic at the time, and we figured out if you took a headphone socket, you know, the big headphones, you plug that into the mic socket, it actually works as a mic. So we used to do speak into this headphone, you know, with the wheelbarrow and the VHS, and do these little things. So yeah, it's been a long progression of technology where we are now.
And I remember this. I'm going to flip this now. So we're ready for this. Okay. So what we're going to do, got a plate. We're going to place. I'm going to sort of lift this off so it's not hot. I'm going to turn it off actually to start with. I'm going to place the plate. Do we want it overhead? I don't know. Maybe. So we're going to place the plate on top of that. Oh, we'll keep it on that shot and I'll just flip it. There we go. So there's a plate on top of the omelette, like that. Right, we go back to my shot and we're going to flip. Are we ready?
Yeah, go for it.
1, 2, 3.
Nice.
Oh, there we go. Turn that back on. Now what we're going to do is we're going to just slide this sort of back on like that.
And all in one piece still?
All in one piece. But then, well, then we've just got to sort of tidy it up a little bit. So we're just going to tuck those bits in there. There we go. So that's pretty good. So we're going to put the gas back on there. And we're going to cook that off a little bit. Let's get rid of that plate. Tidy as you go, as Kath would say. Okay. So next we're going to do the Russian salad, which I've sort of half done already. So in my bowl, I've chopped up some egg. I've chopped up some red pepper. I'm going to get some mayonnaise out of the fridge. Hopefully we've got some, yeah. Bit of mayonnaise. And then what we're going to add to this, which is the sort of the main ingredient, if you like, is the tuna fish. I said 1 can of tuna fish, but we're going to use 2 because they're quite small. I'm just going to whiz that around a little bit.
I forgot Russian salad had tuna in it.
Did you not?
Yeah, I forgot that.
And peas as well. I got some peas. So we've got 2 lots of tuna in there. Okay, we'll just throw in that in, as Jamie Oliver would say. So, have you met anyone famous, Darren, doing your bits?
Yeah, over the years, I've met a few people. I'm trying to think who I can mention that is really cool. I met David Bowie once.
Oh.
Super cool, lovely guy. Absolutely lovely. I'm trying to think now.
And one of the things when you're working behind a camera or an editor, say for example, with that you don't get to go out to Spain and do all the things over there. You're sat in an office, obviously editing, and as a filmmaker, you're so busy getting those shots right, you sort of don't tend to have a chat with.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same when you talk to people about Place in the Sun, and with all that must be a lovely job, and everyone must be, it must be fantastic going to these foreign countries, and that's how you make your living. But actually, that's, as you know, it's not the truth, because when these guys and crews go over there, it's work, and that's hard. When everyone else on holiday, you've got to get up in the morning and work a solid day in the heat as well. Yeah, so
and it's hot over there, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, that's why people, it's why people go. So actually working in the heat and things like isn't as kind of idyllic as people think. No. Yeah. But yeah,
I'm just going to go back to I'm going to put some. So what I've done already is I'm going to put some salt in this. So I've got my tuna fish. I've got a dollop of mayonnaise, a little bit of salt. I'm going to get my pepper, a little squidge of pepper in there, a little squeeze of lemon.
Wow.
And then I'm going to put some of these potatoes that I've cooked already. And actually, what I want is sort of the broken up potatoes. So I actually want, that's it.
So when you boil them, do you make sure they're good and flaky? Is that?
Yeah. I mean, I forgot to do these. So just a few potatoes, and we're sort of going to mush this up now. So I don't know if we're seeing this on an overhead shot, but that's going to be sort of mushed up. That's the egg coming through. Oh, I forgot my peas. So I think they're in the microwave still. So these peas, I just literally got a bag of peas out. Put them in some water, put them in the microwave, and a little sieve to sieve them. Boil them for about 3 minutes in the microwave. Let's get rid of those. There we go. So I've got my peas. I'm going to shove a few of those in, not too many. And I'm going to give this a good old stir around. So Darren, you're going to go and perform in a minute.
Oh, right, okay, yes. I've got something lined up, and hopefully it goes well. I mean, this is the first time I've done this set, so hopefully it'll come out okay.
Well, I was going to say, why don't we, first of all, pour ourselves a glass of wine.
Oh, right, okay.
Have a little bit of the old Spanish Russian salad. So do you want to do the honours with the wine?
I'm cleansing my palate with this.
I'm going to keep stirring this because it does need a bit of a stir up. And then I'm going to show this to you on our little close-up cam. There we go. So, giving that a stir around. Right, there we go. I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to serve some up for us.
Here we are.
So this is your Russian salad. Really, I mean that was really quick to do. I'm going to get a plate out and plate up that omelette. So I'm going to turn it off, and I'm going to do the same thing again. So I'm going to put my plate over, do a flip,
Perfect.
Hopefully,
Look at that.
we have a tortilla, a spagnola, and a Russian salad.
Wow.
Now, we got that wine, Darren. So
Yeah, I did.
we're gonna have a little bit of a wine tasting
Right.
thing going on.
I've already sneakily tasted it.
Have you?
Yeah.
So everyone knows this wine. Everyone's got to know this wine. This is the Campo Viejo. You get it everywhere. There we go. Oh, there we go. There we go. You get it everywhere. It's about, I mean, you go to Asda on a good day, it's a £5. Anywhere else is sort of £6, but it's a sort of like the go-to Spanish wine. It's mass produced. It's pretty cheap. Let's have a drink of it.
Yeah.
I mean, really, Darren, we've probably drunk 1,000 bottles of the same one.
Yeah, I haven't had it for one. I forgot. It's really good. It's really good.
It is, isn't it?
It's quite smooth. It's
Yeah.
very smooth.
Yeah. And it sort of just reminds me of Spain.
We're supposed to sip it on.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to plate you up a little tapa, Darren. I don't know whether.
Oh, yeah.
Don't know whether you want to eat it before you perform.
Well, I might have
But
a taste.
let's just go and have a look at
It's a
how
little
wonderful
mouthful.
it looks. So, I'm going to take a bit of that potato omelette out. There we go. So a little bit of Spanish omelette on there.
Fantastic.
Okay, let's get rid of that knife. And then a little bit of the old Russian salad on the side.
Right.
And of course,
Fantastic.
any Spanish meal would not be right without some bread. In fact, one of my favourite Spanish jokes is...
I know which one you're going to say.
you know it, don't you?
It's a classic, but not everyone gets it. You might as well tell everyone.
Jose and Paco are in a restaurant chatting away, and Jose says, "Oh, I was so hungry yesterday. I ate a horse, a whole horse." And Paco said, "A whole horse? How did you manage that?" He said, "I forced it down with bread." So, there we go, sir. Bit hot.
Oh, quite hot, but really, really good.
Is it
Really
good?
good. Loving it.
So I'm going to do a little bit of clearing.
I'm going to have a little bit.
So the tracks that you're going to be playing today, Darren.
Yeah. Well, the one I'm going to do first is a kind of sort of a free-form thing, really.
Yeah.
It's going to be, I'm going to do everything live. I'm going to put the bass on. I've got a really nice drum beat already picked out, so I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and some chords and some guitar and some vocally things.
And is this something that you've sort of written? So you've written this, you sort of know what's coming, or are you sort of improvising as you go along?
A bit
Or
of
is it
both, really.
Bit of both.
I got a sort of basic idea, which I kind of lay down, but the rest of it kind of changes as I sort of perform it, which
Fabulous.
is kind of beauty of this kind of stuff.
Well, shall we have a think about you getting over there?
Okay.
I'm going to be making some prawns pill, I think. No, I'm going to do some chicken wings. So I'll probably get those cooking.
Okay. I shall go over and go to my rig and start to
Fabulous.
do some bits.
So guys, while Darren's setting all that up, I'm going to be chatting to you on this camera, and we're going to do some prawns pill. So I'm just going to get a few things out. I'm going to get the prawns out. Again, prawn pill is a really, really, really easy meal to cook. I bought some prawns. You need some garlic. You need some chili peppers. And a bit of olive oil, really, and that's about it. So it's quite a good meal to serve up. I'm going to cook that when Darren's finished, because it's sort of really, really good served fresh. And then I might even then do a paella after that. So all is good. In the meantime, I'm going to drink some wine. I'm going to set myself up some tapas. And how are we doing, Darren? Are we going to go live any minute? I think
so. We can give it a go.
Yep.
Okay.
So Darren, take it away.
So let's start with a nice little beat. love with you. Can you see me, baby? I'm so in love with you. Can you see me, baby? I'm so in love with you. Can you see me, baby? I'm so in love with you. Can you see me, baby? I'm so in love with you. Can you see me, baby? I'm so in love with you. Can you see me, baby? I'm so in love with you. Can you see me, baby? I'm so in love with you. Can you see me, baby? I'm so in love with you. Can you see me, baby? I'm so in love with you. Can you see me, baby? I'm so in love with you. Can you see me, baby? Thanks for that.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
Thanks very much,
Fabulous.
Rich.
Fabulous. Wow, I feel I'm in Ibiza. I could be in Ibiza. Am I in Ibiza? We got Spanish tapas. We got Spanish wine.
Yeah,
Superb, Darren. Superb.
Thanks so much.
That's really impressive. I mean, honestly, that's a massive achievement. It's first of all, it's a massive achievement actually setting up all your kit and getting it to work because technically.
Yeah, it was a lot to get right, and I'm constantly worried like a cable's not plugged in, or something it doesn't run correctly.
Yeah.
So it's it's great that this is the first time I've used this in anger, as they say, as a musician. So yeah, it seems to work.
Brilliant,
That's
brilliant.
really good.
Well, come on back over.
I will come on back
We'll
over.
get some Spanish tapas going.
Absolutely.
It's gone on forever. It's gone on forever. Right, next I'm going to make very, very quickly because I put the pan on. I'm going to make very, very quickly some Spanish chicken just because, it's nice. And this isn't really a recipe that I've sort of got from anywhere. It's just like where you go, you get chicken wings, don't you, for tapas all the time.
Yes.
And they make them in different ways. I'm going to make them in a particular way if I can get my heater. So what I've got is I've got a tiny bit of flour in there. I'm going to show you this spice on the cheese cam. I bought this from Sainsbury's. So that is there we go. It's a Mediterranean seasoning. It's got all the bits that you need in it. Pretty cool. So that's going to go. Not to that camera, okay. That's okay. So I'm gonna put a lot of this in here. I'm gonna put the whole lot. That's okay. Right, we're gonna put some paprika. Paprika is the taste of Spain, isn't it? Pretty much.
Oh, I love paprika.
So there's a load of paprika going in that. So I got a bit of flour. I got my Mediterranean spice, and then everything in Spanish food is salty, isn't it? Massive salt content, and I think that's probably why
the heat.
Exactly.
Body needs the salt, yeah.
Yeah. So Darren, let's get back to your music because that was incredible. What are you going out to Ibiza when everything shuts down, or what's happening?
Well, and I really wanted to do some festivals this year, and so we're just kind of waiting to see what comes back online. And that's really flash.
I got it on the picture there.
It's kind of. Sorry, I had to stop there.
It's like
a power
thermometer.
Really?
Yeah.
When you point the laser at it?
Yeah, I use it because I've got a pizza oven outside, so you need to actually get the temperature of the pizza oven up to about 400, and I can do that, and I can see that is 154.
Seriously, that's really cool.
Which is pretty cool, yeah.
It's expensive.
It was 12 quid.
12 quid?
Yeah.
I want one.
Off the people that you don't like online,
Oh, okay.
Those people. Get it the next day, those ones.
Really? I kind of want one. That's really cool.
I wouldn't. I'd go and buy it from a little shop down the road, personally, but...
Yeah.
So what we're going to do, so I've basically got, I'm going to just explain this in a minute. I've got some chicken wings, all right? And chicken wings come like that. Like that, look. I'll put it on the overhead. Can you see it on the overhead? So you've got your wing, you've got your leggy bit, and then you've got your bit there. What I've done, and I've done this because I knew we were going to be chatting and stuff, I've cut them all down, so I've got them into small pieces now. So I'm going to chuck half a dozen of these in. Just give them a mix round in that. I'm just going to cover them with flour. I'm thinking that might have gone up to 160 by now.
You need to use your gadget again, I think.
Well, I could do, but I'm going to wing it, Darren.
You're gonna wing it.
I'm putting those in.
You're going to wing the wings.
That's on the pan in the middle. Yeah. So I've got a load of those in.
I had a really good expression the other day. If it's fried, it should be tried.
Unless it's a fried Mars bar, because I just
still
can't.
try
Have you ever tried a fried Mars
No,
bar?
but I'd quite happily try a fried Mars bar.
Would you?
Absolutely.
Well,
It's
we weren't. We were sort of like said we were going to possibly chat about this, and then we said we weren't. But one of the things I must say to you guys about my friend Darren, I'm just going to have to wash my hands a minute. One of the things I'll say to you about my good friend Darren is that for the 15 years I've known Darren, apart from the last year, I need a cheese towel. Oh, they're in here. Apart from the last year, you were a big guy, wasn't you?
I was a big guy. Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah.
Can we tell you how big you were?
Yeah, I was pushing 16 to 17 stone. So,
And now you're a bit of a... Well,
11
actually,
and a
when you
half.
first came up and you were skinny,
yeah.
I was a bit... That isn't Darren. You filled out a little bit now.
I got too skinny.
You got too skinny. You
Yeah.
got too skinny. That's
I
the
got
word.
too skinny.
Yeah.
I got obsessed with it, and I don't think that was particularly healthy either. So I kind of, I'm happy in the middle ground now.
How did you do it? Because that's what everyone's going to ask.
Well, do you know what? Yeah, everyone asks me, how did I lose so much weight? What I did was I kept a food diary. Someone suggested keep a food diary. Write down everything you eat. And because I work in offices, like in our office, they have everything. We have a whole cupboard full of biscuits, cakes, and that's constantly refilled.
Yeah.
You can just walk around all day and just pick whatever you want. Now, I worked out, for instance, you might have like a biscuit with your cup of tea in the afternoon, or I might have 2 biscuits and a cup of tea in the afternoon. Over the course of 5 days, that's 2,000 calories. So it's not the meals, it was the little stuff. So by keeping the food diary, basically I broke the bad food habits I had, which was eating too much at the wrong times and things like that, and just kind of picking at things.
Did you have to change what you did? Because I know, for example, you love watching films, you love watching series. You're really into the sort of the obviously the binge watching, but doing whole.
Yeah.
We used to call them box sets, didn't we, back in the day?
Binge watching.
Binge. Was that part of it? Was it like, I'm not going to sit down on the sofa for 6 hours with a bag of crisps and a whole packet of peanuts? Did you have to change your viewing thing? Or was it willpower?
No. I'm weak. And the trick is when you're going around the supermarket, is don't buy it.
Right, yeah.
That when you see those, if I buy it, I'll eat it. If I have a packet of, a big bag of crisps at home, or, and I'm sitting there in the evening, I'm watching a film, I'll eat it.
So I'm like that with gin, you see, Darren. If I got a full litre bottle of Gordon's, it sort of like slightly annoys me. And I thought,
Fair enough. Yeah. No. So that's it. I mean, it was keeping a food diary and getting out of my bad. I mean, I didn't want to go on didn't want to go on a diet. I wanted to change how I kind of live with food, really. And it was pretty simple when you start writing stuff down to realise where you're putting the calories away. Like,
and where was it?
Where was it? Picking. It's not the meals. It's the stuff in between, eating between meals. I could quite happily sit there and demolish a packet of, a popular brand of biscuits in one sitting. No problems at all. Like, who has one biscuit with a cup of tea? So, and not buying it.
Not having it in the cupboard.
Not having it in the, because, I'm sitting there, 11 o'clock at night and...
Because you were never really into fast food. I mean, you wouldn't go out and getting Mackie D's and KFC's and stuff, were you?
No, No, but yeah, it's the little things that you don't realise. By keeping a diary and actually writing down what you eat, you realise, like if you eat 2 biscuits a day, which doesn't seem that, that's 2,000 calories. That's like 2 meals, extra meals a week. And that's where the kind of evidence happens.
But you also exercise, because as my son Oscar will tell you, it's not just about healthy eating, it's about actually doing some exercise.
Yeah, but I mean, I do 15 minutes a day. That's it, 15 minutes.
And you still do that?
I still do that, yeah. And I don't go mad. I'll do stomach exercise in a few, but that's it, 15 minutes a day. But I don't do it at weekends, but like 5 days in the week. And that's it. I usually do it before I have a shower or whatever. And I try and do that every day. And I do a couple of other little classes in the week as well. But
excellent.
15 minutes.
I think we've got some shout outs on social media. So maybe if we could have a look at those, we could say hello to some people.
Oh, really? Cool.
Are we at Leon saying Darren's looking sharp?
Oh, Leon, yeah.
Is Leon a friend of yours?
Yeah, he is.
Edgar. Go guys, go Darren. I'm looking good.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks,
cool.
Edgar. Thanks for watching. Who else have we got? Oh, we got Tino. How you doing, Tino? Nice to see you, my friend. Nice to see you. Well, not to see you, but to hear you. Come down and visit us. I think we could get Tino on the show, couldn't we?
Tino would be great, yeah. Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
Oh, we got Louise. Now I think Louise is one of the ladies that's going to come in and do some cooking with us soon.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
cool.
I believe so. Tino again.
Yay.
I saw a post from my friend Sophie, who just lives in the village, and she's saying, oh, Carrie, hiya, Carrie.
Hey, Carrie.
We've got to get Carrie on the show. Carrie's an incredible mystic. She's just an incredible lady, isn't she?
Absolutely.
I couldn't tell you all the things that she does, but she's quite credible. Sophie, hiya, Soph. How you doing? Come over soon. It's like going out. It's like going out.
It's really
it is a little bit, isn't it?
Exciting when people leave messages.
Well, I think the chicken might be ready, Darren.
Really?
Yeah.
That doesn't take too long, does it?
One of the problems with chicken is obviously you've got to cook it really, really well. And what I like about Spanish cooking, one of the things I do for the kids here is I get a chicken and I chop it up. I literally chop it up into, take all the bits off it. I chop the breast into sort of 3, stick it in the oven for about 4 hours with a load of garlic, a load of olive oil, some herbs, a lot of salt. Stick it in the oven for 3 hours and it comes out. Because do you remember, like in Spain, chicken's quite dry, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
It's not a sort of a juicy. You don't get that sort of, These are one of my favourite Spanish things. And when I take them out, you do then need there's a little bit of salt on them as well.
Yeah.
Just to
How do you know when they're done?
Well, that's a very good
kind
question,
of-
and everyone at home is going to be asking me the same question.
Chefy intuition, is that what it is?
Don't burn them. I don't really want them black, but I'm looking at that and thinking, well, I could do a little bit more on that. That's not a problem, is it? Should we have a look at that other bottle of wine?
Should we have a look at it? We can.
And then
we could drink some as well.
Well, we'll drink some. I'll get some glasses out. Let's have a go at
This
it.
one's easy. This one's like got a.
Well, this one, Darren, this is a weird one. This one I bought from, where did I buy it? Bought it from Marks and Spencer's.
Oh, right.
£7.
Okay.
I'll show you the bottle in a minute when Darren's poured it. But yeah, this is a Spanish rosé. So what this would be really, because that Campo Viejo was nice, but if you were drinking that at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you'd have a headache by about
Quite
5.
heavy, isn't it?
It is
It's
quite heavy.
the red wine and the tanning, isn't it?
So what I'm thinking is this:
It's a
if
light
you're having
one.
a little Spanish sort of little Spanish afternoon. Cheers, buddy. Thank you for coming.
Man. Pleasure.
If you've got a little Spanish afternoon going on, this could be quite nice.
Ooh, that's cheeky. Fruity little number, that one.
Ooh. That's very, I'm going to show it to the camera a minute so you know what we're talking about. So that's the, so there we go. It's a Raso de la Cruz, which means something of the cross. What does it mean, director? Come on, you're proficient in Spanish. Don't know what Raso means. Have we got a research? Can our researcher Google that? 2019. Marks and Spencer's, about £7. Do you know what I found, Aaron, doing this a couple of times now and having gone through about 8 bottles of wine? An extra couple of quid on a bottle of wine, so like a £7 bottle of wine instead of a £5 bottle of wine, is like almost doubly as good.
Really?
Go for like £12 bottle of wine over a £5 bottle of wine, much smoother. It's got. We did a tasting from Naked Wines. I got a subscription Naked Wines thing, so I paid £25. Got 6 bottles of nice wine. Didn't know what they were. They came and we tasted them. And one of the things that we noticed about a sort of a £12 bottle of wine is you don't get that watery taste. It's like a really nice sort of full-bodied drink. And
yeah, I'm not. When I go to, I always go to like the wine section in supermarkets, and especially if I'm trying to impress someone, I'll tend to go for what basically. If it's more expensive, ipso facto, it must be better. And if the label looks cool, but I'm never quite sure. So
you basically go on a cool label.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, there we go, winemakers out there. If you want to get Darren to buy your wine.
Yeah, make the label look really cool and like kind of exclusive. And I'm kind
of... our researcher has come through. Raso.
Yeah.
Oh, it's according to Tino. Tino's telling us.
Oh,
yeah, well, Tino does speak Spanish.
Yeah, true.
Thank you, Tino.
Yeah, cheers, Tino.
So we go Raso. Raso is silk. So Silk of the Cross.
Silk of the Cross.
Is that right, Tino? Yeah.
It's really quite sweet, isn't it? It's just kind of it's like someone melted sort of a couple of fruit gums in it. Which I like. You know what I mean?
But you know, I reckon that would be really, really, really nice. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
You start, have a barbecue, that sort of thing,
don't
want to start off with the gin. Well, maybe you do want to start off with the gin and tonic. I think our chicken might be ready, Darren.
Is it really?
And the reason I'm saying that is because it's sort of like changing colour now. So I'm going to turn my deep pan.
Is that the thing?
off.
It needs to change colour.
Well, do you know what I mean? Look at it. It's sort of it looks cooked, doesn't it?
It's chefy intuition. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. Now don't pick these up and eat them straight away.
No.
There we go. Okay, we're going over our hour, but I don't really care.
Are we really
do you
going
care?
now? No, I don't care.
No. Can the
An hour
director stay?
already?
So let's have a look at those in the
okay.
in the cam a little bit.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can see those.
Tasty.
What happens with this chicken, which I love when you deep fry it and put some stuff with it, it sort of blows up. You know, so that's like a really sort of...
No, they did not look like that when you put them in the thing. They looked like flappy and wingy.
Exactly, didn't they? Yeah. That's a really nice, you know, bit of meat there.
No, they're completely transformed.
Yeah. So we're going to put those down. I don't know whether... I'm going to ask my director whether she wants me to now cook my prawns, or should we send Darren over to do some more music?
It's up to you guys.
Well, it's 5-2. Well, tell everyone about this next track.
Well, the next track... the next track, I thought...
You made it for me, Darren.
I did. This is a kind of remixy DJ kind of thing that I thought I would do. Basically because I was too scared to do 2 live ones in case I got it completely wrong. But, so this one is more of a kind of a remixy thing.
Now, I must tell you, when you go over there and talk to people about what you're doing, they're not hearing you through your mic.
Oh, don't worry.
But I believe...
Can
you talk over your mic there?
I can, but because I'm like singing is not my... I've basically got so many auto pitches and stuff going on with that mic that I probably won't even...
Why don't you tell us now the sort of theory about what you're doing, because we're going to take your mics down for when you do it.
This one's already a sort of mix, and this is sort of thing you do at a sort of kind of club night, really. Do you know what I mean? If you were sort of kind of had a room full of people and you wanted to, you know, do a set, then and there's a lot of people that do everything live, but they're very talented. So this is a kind of more remixy thing.
Excellent.
So I've got lots of filters set up. So.
We've had another text back from Tino.
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, sorry, it's not silk, it's satin."
Satin.
So satin of the devil.
Satin of the devil. I don't know quite what that means, but
anyway.
Would you like another track?
Satin of the cross. Satin of the cross. It still means absolutely
I
to me.
don't know what that means.
But it's a very nice wine.
It is. I'm waiting for the wings to call.
I think maybe we should email them and say change the name of it, because it's very, very confusing.
Well, it's probably maybe
slightly
makes sense to Spanish people. But,
We've had some texts in. Carrie's going to come and chat to us.
Oh, wow.
And she's going to cook up a psychic storm.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, let's have a look at what tweets are going on.
So,
not the tweets, no, the
tweets.
I'm 50. The tweets, Facebook chats, it's pretty much all the same to me, isn't it?
The social media stuff.
The social media stuff, yeah. So, what I'll do then, Darren, I'll tell you what we'll do. I'm going to cook up, because these are really, really quick. I'm going to cook up the prawns quickly. Yeah. Kathy hasn't moved any of the cameras yet, so we're good. So I'm going to cook these. are really, really quick to do.
Okay.
This is probably one of my favourite meals. It's my dad's favourite meal. It's my good friend, my cousin Jed, who hopefully is watching. Hi, Jed. It's his favourite meal. When we go to Spain, as you know, it's one of the sort of little tiny things I love about Spain is you know, when we go there on holiday, we go into the supermarket. And what's the busiest counter in the whole of a Spanish supermarket? It's the fish counter.
Absolutely.
And you go there, you've got to take a ticket. And bugger off for 5 minutes and your ticket.
We don't appreciate fish as much in this country.
We haven't got a fish counter.
No.
You know, very, very few people have got a fish counter. But you go up there, it's massive piles of prawns, all the rest of it. And we were buying, do you remember we were buying the very, very big prawns, shell on, but they were like €9 a kilo. Yeah. Which is like way too much.
A lot.
So, unfortunately, we're not in Spain. We're in England. So I went to Marks and Spencer's and I got some prawns. But I think, Kath, if you try and get us into an overhead of this empty pan here, because it's going to be very, very quick. So if we can get an overhead of that going.
I'm trying to still see.
A bit closer. That's okay. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some garlic in this. We're going to put some crushed chilies. We're going to put some salt and pepper. And then the prawns are going to go in, and we're going to fry them up pretty quickly. And it's literally a three minute dish. So we're waiting for this. Yeah, that's perfect. So we're going to put our garlic in first. This is going to tell us. So we'll put the garlic in first. It's going to tell us when we start sizzling. All right, you don't need to put that into a really, really sizzly pan. I'll probably open a stop up on that camera, Kath. A little bit dark. And this is like a sort of an instant thing. This is sort of just a. I need to have, so what I'm just going to show you what I'm going to put on this. So I've got my things sizzling away. What I've got is I've got some crushed chilies. I've got some crushed chilies, and I've got some sweet paprika, which we bought from Spain, which is almost gone.
Almost.
So yeah, so I'm going to have to. But you can buy that. You can get that.
You can get it online. Can you?
You can get it at Sainsbury's. This stuff.
Really?
Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah. It's so famous. So you can see I've got my big heat going on. I've got those there. I'm going to wait until they're I sort of want them, I just want them cooked really, more than anything. Right, that's pretty good. I'm now going to put my chilies in. So I've got, I don't know, not many, but
Enough.
So I'm going to put my chilies in like that. Going to get that nice and now you don't want to burn. Burnt chilies are really, really awful. All right, and then I'm going to put my prawns in, and then it's sort of a bit of a quick sort of.
Do you like serving it with lots of oil? Because that's kind of the Spanish way.
You've got to really, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a fancy olive oil here. That one there, which is actually a Greek olive oil.
So would you recommend like normal olive oils or extra virgin?
Well, I'm not using this oil that I've got in there. I've bought a huge, great big sort of 2 litre, and it's just called extra virgin olive oil from Sainsbury's, and it's sort of like a big can of it. You don't really want to cook with a fancy olive oil because it's a good fancy olive oil that's going to cost you like 9-10 quid, and is really more for a salad. Don't want to be cooking, right? I've sort of there we go. I've burnt that
Because we
were chatting. So that is really how easy you can burn things.
Blame me.
So,
blame me.
Yeah, I'm going to blame Darren.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do this again. I don't know quite what I'm going to do with that.
Was that the last of the chilies though?
It was. I think it was putting the chilies in. That did it.
Yeah, have you not got any more?
Should we go to some music, Darren?
Do you want me to go and do some music?
Well,
Shall I go do some music?
I'm not going to be able to serve these up. I'm going to have to find some chilies because I used the end of my pack up, so it's all in a pear shape. So why don't you go and
I'll do another little tune.
You do another little tune. I'm going to talk to everyone, and what I'm what I'm going to try and do, guys. Darren and
I forgot my glasses.
And his partner Louise, who are both here, obviously we're going to be staying afterwards, are going to be eating with us. That's probably not enough food, so I'm going to whip up in the space that Darren is going to be doing his music. I'm going to whip up a quick paella. You're not going to see me doing it, but I'll tell you afterwards how we do it, and then we'll hopefully cook the prawns. It may not work at all. I don't know. It may work. It may all be good, but we're going to eat it at the end. Got 2 glasses of wine. I've got my gin and tonic. I've got my prawns ready. Are we ready to go, Darren?
We are ready to go.
We're ready. We haven't got a main shot of Darren yet. No, we got. we have. We're good. We're good to go. So, second time around. Here we go.
There's the remix.
Darren's going to, and I think this is this not called Cook Barn?
Yeah, I called this Cook Barn in honour of you.
Thank you very much, Darren.
Okay.
So let's take it away, Darren Richardson. it on the mixer. That's it. Hey, that was fantastic.
Thank you.
Well done, well done. Really,
I
really
sort of kind of
Ibiza.
improvised a bit there, so I wasn't quite sure.
That was superb. It was superb.
Thanks,
Do you-
man.
Is it a sort of a? Do you get nervous when you're doing stuff like that?
Oh, I totally am.
Do you?
Completely, you know.
Is it mainly because technology is a bit crap and it's going to go wrong,
It's
is it
basically
sort of,
because I just, you know, there's so many buttons to press that you're actually remembering which ones do what, and actually the big control surface I'm using I only bought like 2 weeks ago.
you know, you don't know it yet, though.
There's a manual that thick, so you know, I basically spent like till
And how do
3
you get
in the morning.
inspired to sort of write stuff? How does that work?
How do I get inspired?
Yeah.
I just stick to the keys I know because I'm rubbish. I just stick to, you know, nothing I do is particularly, you know, my voice sings in E minor, so everything I do is, if I'm going to do any vocally things, it's always in E minor. So, and the beauty about this technology is that if I'm, say, for instance, playing E minor, that whole system is set to E minor. So it's really, really hard to hit a note that's not in the key of E minor.
Excellent.
Well, it's virtually impossible.
We got some shout outs. Can
Oh, yeah.
we put the social on? Kath? Does it? Okay. There we go. So have a look on this one here, Darren.
Oh yeah.
The other monitor.
The other one.
This one here.
Oh, that one there.
So don't be sat in.
I've got to put my glass.
Hey, Carrie, nylon of the devil.
I just dropped my glasses.
Tino's saying. What else is coming up on here? Smooth cross, Louisa's saying. Well, that's sort of like, yeah.
Smooth cross. Are we talking about
Smooth,
the wine?
yeah.
We're talking about the
Smooth
wine
cross. It's lovely and smooth.
now. It is very smooth.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
The polyester of purgatory, says Carrie.
Polyester purgatory. I'm not quite sure what that means.
Well, I think that's Carrie because she's a mystic. I think that's the sort of, you know, that's the way it goes, isn't it? You look amazing, Darren. Big hug. Food looks great too.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Thank you.
So, should we go back to some food? Have we got all cameras
should go back to
working and
some
everything?
food. It's a kind of.
Excellent, excellent. Overhead over my paella, I think. I'm just going to tell you what I've done with this because I haven't really cooked it in front of you.
No.
It's so easy. It's sort of, it is peasant food. So what I've done, so and I've done this all while you were doing your music. So I've chopped up an onion. I put an onion in there. I put a bit of garlic in there. I've used that garlic because I was just a bit, I was going to chop my fingers off, I think. I've used a bit of that garlic. Yeah, a little bit. I've put a yellow pepper in there. I put the peas that I didn't use for my tapas. Obviously a lot of olive oil. And then this is, I've used chicken thighs, boneless chicken thighs, which I got from Field and Flowers. They've been marinated in a salt and herb thing, so they've got really, really quite a nice taste. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil. This has had quite a lot of olive oil in it already, but you'll see why in a minute. And again, you know, if you were in Spain and you were going to cook a paella, you'd be using a short grain rice. I haven't got any. We use our rice for curries, so I've got it's a long grain rice somewhere in there. Oh no, I've got it out already. So I've got a cupful of rice, which I'm going to sprinkle in. Just going to sprinkle that in. And
Sorry, I didn't realise it because I'm rubbish at paellas. So you do all that bit, then you put the rice.
Then you put your rice in. This is a little bit like we have a curry chef because Ronelle comes in and does some stuff. She's going to be in a couple of weeks' time. When she cooks rice, and it's like changed my life, honestly. When she cooks rice, she fries it first in butter for about 5 minutes, and then puts the water in, and it's beautiful. You really can't bugger it up. What are we drinking, Darren?
I don't know. Which
Are we on the polyester of the devil?
Polyester of the devil. We mean the cruise. The satin.
Let's have another one of
Yes, the
those.
satin.
So I've put that rice in. I'm sort of cooking off. One of the points of putting the rice in now is actually, and this is what Ronelle told me about, was that actually all that lovely oil that we've got in there is all flavoured with loads and loads of nice stuff. And that oil is then penetrating into the rice, and then when you put the water into the rice and it cooks, you've got some.
Is that what it is? I remember quite sure it scares me, paella.
Yeah.
That I can burn the rice.
But the thing is with paella, it is literally, if you were in Italy, it'd be sorry, in France it would be a what do they make with come on, director, you're supposed to be prompting me on this.
Don't know, I can't help you.
In France, when you make a dish with rice, it's called risotto. Risotto.
Yeah.
In Spain, it's a paella. Italian's a risotto. So in French, it's a what? A rice dish. Is it because we're after 8 o'clock? Is the research got aim or something?
It's like there.
Oh.
Okay, not anyone type anything to Google.
Listen, I'm gonna put a little bit of a paprika on that. We probably won't finish this before the end of the show because
no.
director's on the union and she wants to go home. What I'm going to do is I've got over here. This is some. This is some beef stock. So I'm going to put some beef stock in.
That's quite thick beef stock.
It is, and it was a little bit thicker than I wanted it to be. So what I'm actually going to do is get some water as well. There we go. I'm going to put a little bit of water in this. The rule of thumb now and all the time is if you're going to cook rice, so I put a cup of rice in there. You sort of need 2 cups in order to. There we go. In order to cook it. So guys at home, if you want to cook this, I've put the water in now. What will happen, and we're probably not going to get to the end of the show before we do this, but that water will, and I'm going to do it quite slow. That water's just going to evaporate. It's going to go into the rice, and what you'll end up with, which you're not going to see, but is a much drier pan. So all this water's going to go, and it's going to start sticking on the bottom. And when it does that, what you need to do is you need to get sort of something like, and just give it a scrape. And in fact, do you remember going to, you eat a paella in a restaurant in Spain? It's one thing. You go to someone's house and have a paella, and it's very different. And because they're making it fresh for you, it's that the actual scrapings of the bottom of the pan where it gets a little bit.
But that's all the flavour, isn't it?
That's all in the flavour, and that's the sort of lush bit.
Scrapey flavour. That's what we like.
Very quickly before we end, and I know we're half an hour over. I'm going to make these prawns pill. I'm not going to burn anything. I didn't find any chilies.
You didn't find any chili?
Well, no. So what I've done is I've actually got some hot chilies there.
Real chilies. Fresh chilies.
Isabella's given us a shout out saying save some for me.
Okay.
Of course, yeah. So we're going to save some for Isabella, of course. What I'm going to do is, because I burnt the last one, I'm just going to do a quick clove of garlic. Oh, there we go.
Oh, really?
So you don't need much garlic in this. The thing is about Spanish cooking, it's not recipe based. It's sort of what you've got. I've got 1 garlic there. That's all I'm going to use. So I'm going to put my garlic in. I'm not going to burn this. I'm going to put my chilies in. I'm not going to burn those.
No.
All right. Just going to get those. We're going to get those fried up. I'm going to do a bit of a tidy up here. There we go. I cut back the way.
Do you like to be a neat cook?
Well, I don't like to be a neat cook, but Kathy in the gallery will go, oh, you didn't move that. It looked a bit crown. So rather than getting a hard time in half an hour's time, I just figure, I'm going to do this. Right, you can see those. Can we see that? Is that an overhead shot? There we go. So now it's now at the point where I really need to put the prawns in. So I'm going to put the prawns in, and then I'm going to liberally douse them with my cheesy can, with my sweet pimienta. All right. All right. Yeah, I'm not burning. Don't panic, Louise. Right, prawns are going in. Okay, they're going in quick. All right, so all the prawns have gone in. We're gonna paprika that right up. Oh, look at that sizzle. And we're gonna get another utensil. Use that one there. And we're gonna stir this around. Now, if Jed's watching, Jed and I have cooked this hundreds of times. Kathy in the gallery is going, because she loves it as well.
Really good.
But I mean, that is.
I haven't had prawn pipi in ages. And
these are nice prawns as well. I don't remember how much they. I think that.
The ones you get in Spain are like really small.
You're buying the cheap ones, mate. The cheapskate. You've got to buy the big.
What it is.
One of the problems with Spanish prawns is that their shell on So whenever we bought them, either mum and dad, I make mum and dad sit there and deshell them and then devein them because I don't like the little bit of crap at the back as well.
Who likes that?
And then when we go on holiday with Jed and Katie, Jed's from, Jed and Katie are from Portland, so it's like sort of fisherman type.
Seriously, that looks better than...
It's going, isn't it? It's looking good.
Usually it comes like, can they float in the oil?
A little bit of salt, of course. Spanish love the salt. I'm going to put a bit of pepper on this at the last minute. I didn't put salt in at the beginning because it draws a lot of the water out.
Yeah.
But they're looking good. Now I'm going to serve those on a little white plate. Oh, glasses are falling off. I remember a chef saying to me actually, and I'm going to try this. Don't burn it. I'm going to try. He said put a little bit of brandy in.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? What does that do?
Just gives it a
Apart
bit
from just like burn off instantly. No,
We've got a fire extinguisher, so nothing can go wrong.
Get the flaming kind of prawn pee-pee going on.
Look, can you see that paella there? Look, it's all...
Yeah.
It's coming together, isn't it?
It is.
It's all coming together. These prawns are cooking away.
They look fantastic.
Oh, I don't know if they're good.
Seriously.
I mean, the smell as well, the garlic and...
No. Like,
yeah, looking
I want all of those.
fab. I'm just going to, because we're so over time.
Is that just my portion?
That's just
Better
your
be
portion.
just my
Yeah.
portion.
I think you might have to fight with the our directors in the gallery.
Yeah.
But, right, we're going to... The last minute, going to chuck some of that in.
Oh, a bit of coriander.
So they are almost ready. We're going to burn. No, we've got no alcohol to burn
seriously,
off.
that's like kind of like the best prawn pee-pee I've
And of course,
ever seen.
you're going to need
Yet
a
more
couple of
bread.
bits of bread with
I
it.
love bread. That's really nice, soft, crusty bread as well.
It is.
I like
This,
it.
we bought this at the local co-op. Our co-op makes bread like this every day.
That's really delicious.
So we're going to do. I'm going to show this in the cheese camera in a second. But it looks fantastic. Look at that. Ready? Put a bit of bread on the side. Ready?
Yeah.
Let's have a look at that.
Pack shot. No, seriously, that looks really seriously good.
That looks lush, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Really, really nice. All right, Darren, I'm going to give them to you. Don't panic.
I was getting a little bit antsy, if I'll be
No,
honest.
see, the girls in the gallery are saying, no, don't give them to Darren. There we go, mate.
No,
Help yourself.
don't ignore them.
Do you want a little fork?
Yeah, this is mine.
Excellent. Should we just bring up, can we bring up, Kath, the menu slab, the second one?
Yeah.
Because we did actually end up cooking that and people might want to see what that is. So, no.
No,
I
it's
do it
not
on,
happening.
no, well, there we go. You can't,
It was there.
you can do what you want, Kath. Let's just bring it in. All right, there we go. Okay, I'll stand over here. No, I won't. So the pill prawns, it's raw prawns, it's olive oil, it's a red chilli, leave it in, bit of garlic and salt and pepper. That's what we've done on that. Right, the paella very, very quickly. It's put some olive oil, put some onions in. Oh, look at that! Through the miracles of, I'll stand over here. It's just too late, isn't it? Some hot smoked paprika, paella or risotto rice. I used long grain rice for this. Sherry, didn't manage to get that in. I put some, I think 2 tomatoes in that.
2 tomatoes?
Bit of chicken stock, lemon. Haven't done the lemon, so we'll give it a squeeze of lemon because it is in my recipe. Handful of flat leaf parsley. I'm going to put that in the end because that will just not be good.
How do you know when it's ready?
Well, you know when it's ready. There's a lot of liquid in that, and as you know, a paella is quite a dry.
Indeed,
so you just need a be looking at that, keeping an eye on it, give it a little taste.
Because I know everyone's got to leave us in a minute, but how long will that take to finish?
Okay, 10 minutes.
Well, okay, not too bad.
Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Can you last 10 minutes?
I'll wait 10 minutes. Oh, I've got all this other stuff.
Excellent.
FYI, anyone in the studio, you're not having.
Excellent. Right, the directors are going home, so we need to finish. We've got Vanessa saying lovely. Tino saying Keith Floyd said that. Oh yeah, he did.
Did you?
But Isabella, don't worry, we have saved some for you. It's all down here.
Have you been accused of plagiarism?
Even the
From Keith Floyd.
I know Keith Floyd reasonably well. I was saying in my last show,
He's awesome.
I worked in a place in Bristol. He used to do his, before he was famous, did his lunches in his restaurant. Then he'd come over to another restaurant which had a really good wine bar, and he'd be drinking the wine bar.
Wow.
And I would do a little bit of extra time, and one of the guys was like a wine expert, and Keith Floyd, and they would chat about wine. I had a little sip, and that's sort of how I got my sort of knowledge of wine. But it's been a good.
You thank Keith Floyd for your knowledge of wine. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think I have.
That's awesome.
I think I have. Darren,
Richard,
what fantastic music!
it has been awesome.
It has. It's gone so quickly. We've done an hour and a half.
I know.
I could sort of go for another half an
I
hour.
thought it was going to take forever, and it's like gone like in a second. So
I know, it has, hasn't
really
it?
enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
So we're going to say what to Darren?
We're going to say
Well,
what?
I'm going to say goodbye to you, Darren.
Oh, we can say goodbye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
for
very
asking, my
much,
friend.
Richard. I've drunk all my wine, but there's a sip in that one anyway.
Excellent.
Cheers. Thank you.
So, guys, thank you very much for joining us today on Cook Barn TV. Darren's been absolutely fantastic. Next Wednesday, join us at 6 o'clock. We do the late night thing at 7 because it's a Friday. But on Friday at 7, on Wednesday at 6 o'clock. We're not quite sure what chef we've got in at the moment, but we will post that up. Many, many thanks to Darren. You've been an absolute star. Your music is great. We're going to post your SoundCloud link onto Facebook and onto the Cook Barn TV website. So anyone that wants to check out Darren's music can do that. But I think we're gonna start drinking some wine
and eat that paella.
And we're going to eat the paella and
the rest of it.
The girls are going to come in, and it's been fantastic. So I will say thank you so much for joining us on Cook Barn TV. All your comments have been great. Thanks for watching. We really do appreciate it. Honestly, you've taken an hour and a half of your time to watch us, and we really, really do appreciate it. We've had a few technical issues, but that's normal, isn't it, in TV?
It's part of live TV.
So, thanks everyone for watching. Cheers, guys. Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.